Hello guys, I hope that you're doing great. I want to wish you a great time wherever you are watching us from. I hope that this video is going to make a difference in your life. So if this is your first time to be here, let me tell you something very important. You're very lucky because you're among the few people that are learning from me how to really change their lives through my experience. Are you ready to continue learning with me? So if yes, of course, and know you're ready. So let me ask you to do me a good favor. Just hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any future show that we upload on this channel. But also, that is the best way for you to contribute to whatever I'm doing so that it can grow and reach to many other people. I know you're very lucky, you're among the few people who are lucky to watch this and learn from me. But of course, you would wish that your friend would be in a position to see this and learn from me as well. So if that is a yes, please consider sharing this video to any platform that you enjoy using so that some of your friends can also have the chance to learn from me as well. So without just a further delaying from you guys, let me tell you something that is very important that we are going to learn about today. Let me tell you something. It's all about how your mind is programmed, that you think something is very impossible. We are going to just reveal the secrets of how you can really stop using any drugs without any medication, without anything, but just having the power of making great decisions about your life. If you're ready, let me tell you something about myself. My name is Amani. I'm a proud father, a husband. My wife and I are so excited to raise our good children. We have twin babies. We take care of other children who are not our biological children, but we just adopted them. So we just enjoy giving them the right discipline, and of course we enjoy the company of the whole family as the whole vibe. But that's all not about myself. I was a street child when I was young. I was on the street living there for 5 years. So where I just had to live on metal scraps that I would sell and then buy drugs so that I would drugs were like my getaway when I was on the street. Another thing also, it was not like that easy for me to get food, just like any other child who was on the street. I had to struggle like to look for food in different garbages of people or in any other places where they would keep like scraps, food scraps. But with that, I was able to just survive on the street. But like the streets always have different hassles that you have to go through in order to survive there. I had to sleep outside. I remember sometimes sleeping in the bushes, just feeling like that's the best way to sleep. I remember sleeping on the cemetery, like on a glaive. I remember we would fight for choosing the nicest glaive to sleep on. Like those would be the glaives that have like tiles and everything like that. But you know what was happening? Sometimes we would spend time like in jail because living on the street was like a crime by then. Like you're not allowed to just live on the street. I remember so like spending time being chased by the police or any other security personnel because I was doing like any other sort of illegal things on the street in order to survive. But you know what? Something really changed my life when I was in prison. I was taken in this juvenile prison where most of the children who are living on the street are taken so that they can be taught, they can be taken into schools like orphanage. By then they were still allowed. But you know what? Something very important happened to me, and I felt like this is the game changer of my life. When I was on the street, I was a drug addict. I was addicted to marijuana. I was using a lot of it because like that was the most affordable thing and the gateway for all the street children who think like they can change their life. So I was among them. I was among those children who were like, if no drugs, if no marijuana, I can't just survive. I remember like stealing so many things because I wanted to buy marijuana. I remember abusing different children, making sure I get like their money if their parents were sending them to buy something from the shops. I remember I could just stop them, ask them to give me money. If they don't give me enough, I take like everything in order to make sure I go out there and buy drugs. So I thought like marijuana was like the only thing that makes me alive. But you know what happened? When I went in jail, there was no more marijuana. The only thing was like, you just eat what is there, which was maize and beans, and that's all. There's nothing else. There's no way I could get marijuana because I could not go out. I could not even afford anything at all because it would be like anything like drugs would be accessed maybe to big boys. I'm not even sure if any person would be able to get like the drugs that we used to use when we were out of the jail. But I realized that it's all about how our mind are programmed. I didn't die because I was not using marijuana. However, I was relieved from using marijuana and thinking that it's the only thing that I can have and stay alive. I was able to spend there 8 months without using marijuana, and I had no effect at all because I had not been using it. I didn't face any problem, not even any mental issues, not even any physical issues at all. Everything was just perfect. But I realized that it's all about what we program our mind to think about, what we let our mind be like obsessed by. So I just found out that if you really want to stop something like a drug, if you want to stop something like that, like how I was using marijuana and taking it as the best advice for my life on how to live the best life I was living when I was on the street, that was not the best life, but that's what I consider the best life, of course, guys. I found out that the only thing that can help you change your life by stopping drugs is like having a big commitment to yourself. You know, I was in jail. That's like the system that prevented me from doing that. But after 8 months without using marijuana, I was taken out in a school where I was going to be sent back to school and continue my education. But the first year I was still using drugs. Like I went back, I was like with everybody in the jail. And when we went together, we were like so many children. We were around 150. Some of us still went back and started buying drugs like once in a while, once in a week, twice in a week. But then in 2010, I was going to start my high school. Like I know it was like about a week to start my high school. Then I reflected back about myself, what I was doing when I was in jail. I found out that there was just one big thing I was not doing. I was not taking drugs. And then I was able to live better in the prison. I was like among the best guys who were like living their best and who are not worried so much, who are not stressed so much. And I felt like maybe I can get everything if I stop drugs. So then I decided to focus on my education. So there was nothing that would stop me from achieving the academic success that I wanted. So having that in mind, then I was able to be like, hey, I say no to drugs because they can take all of my time, all of my resources. Like I can sell everything in order to get that. But I was like, I need to live as if I'm in a prison cell because there was no option. But if you live in this life, and yet there are so many options, if you don't strongly decide what you need to access, what you need to use, then you cannot make that big life commitment. But because I was able to say, okay, I choose education over drugs, then I was able to succeed. I remember one time, one of my friends actually shared with me. She had a boyfriend that they met in college, and that was like the only best person in their life that she had met. But you know what happened? This guy got used to drugs. And let alone, this girl asked him to either choose the drugs or choose her. But this guy failed and actually chose to continue using drugs. This girl had to suffer a lot in order to like forget this guy in his life. So guys, I'm telling you, you can stop using drugs and achieve your greatness. Attract more people in your life who are really supportive, who want to share your life with you. But let me tell you, there's nobody that has an option to really choose you if you're stuck on using marijuana, sniffing glue, or having that little cocaine sniff, because that's like the worst thing you can have in your life. So I would just want to end with this again. I'm just repeating this so that you get it very right. There's no point in life that something like substance or a drug has to control you. That is the worst you can have in life. You should be in a position to control your life. So if the prison was able to control my life and I had to stop drugs, then you too also. You can control your life by deciding that. Maybe if you are a student or if you are pursuing a career, that your career is better than anything else you can have in this world. So you are ready to either achieve it or die on the way. Then you are going to succeed. So live your life as if you are in a prison cell. Look at the decision that you make as if we are taken in jail or in an island where this drug that you're trying to use does not exist. If you can have that commitment, then you can decide and change your life and live your best. So let me finish by saying that our mind is all about what we tell it to be programmed at. So if you say like drugs are going to be very important to you in your life, that's what your mind is going to be. That's what your mind is going to respond to you. But if you let your mind know that, in order to escape the challenges, you can even ignore them, that they exist, and you just move forward. Just like I did when I decided to focus on my education journey as my success, and then stopped using marijuana. But guys, some people did not really do that, continued to do that, and went back to marijuana and stayed. But they are telling a different story, which I don't want you to also tell. And this is not just applicable to drugs only. It is applicable to other aspects in life. Like some people are addicted to having sex with just random people. Some people are addicted to porn. Some people are addicted to TV, to social media, to so many other things. Just learn how to control that. Some people are addicted to drinking too much. Guys, you can stop that by thinking that you're just in a prison cell where these things don't exist and you don't have any option apart from achieving your success. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support by watching this video. And if you are still watching at this point, consider just sharing with this one person that you really love and think is going to learn from this. And then, let me tell you, this will be a great contribution to the growth of this channel. And then many people will be able to benefit from this because of you. I'm just building this platform with you so that we can continue learning together and spread the word of love, support, commitment, and community. Love you so much. Peace.